Hey everyone, welcome to our daily gratitude and affirmation walk. Merry Christmas! How are you guys doing? Number one gratitude, it's Christmas. Number two gratitude, so grateful I picked up all of my groceries yesterday. And I ended up calling Quick Way, which is like a Japanese hibachi place. It's pretty inexpensive, but I asked them, I was like, hey, are you guys open today? And I have thought that they would be, but they said no, they aren't. So I ended up picking up hibachi yesterday. Haven't decided if I'm gonna do Chinese food today or not, but along with that, number two, I also picked up ice cream yesterday. So, doing one last cozy day with myself in that way, and then we're continuing back onto the diet. I've already, breakfast is already there, dinners have been half and half, and so have lunches, but we're just taking it the way it is for today. Today's going to be a beautiful, I want it to be a rejuvenating day. Number three, I'm so grateful that my sister-in-law loves crystals the way that I do. I ended up getting a package yesterday while I was eating. The last order, one of the last orders that I placed. So, some of the pieces are really cool. And one of my goals, actually, I'll run through the goals of the day later, but I'll give you this one. One of the goals I have today is to clear off the kitchen counter. All of the packages that I've gotten have just been sitting on the counter. I've already cleaned up the boxes, but the reason why I haven't actually put them away anywhere is because I need to sort them between the items that I'm selling and the items that I'm keeping. And some are obvious and some aren't. And I'm also going to double check my orders and just figure out a better way to package them. No deer today, at least not yet. Number four for the day. I ended up taking yesterday to just do a lot of emotional processing. Don't discount days where you set out to do things for yourself and you're like, oh, I haven't done anything today, and today was such a waste, and then you feel bad for yourself. Even if you're in a state where you're feeling low, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, just use that time to understand your mind. Start working towards something that feels good for you. It takes practice, it takes work, it takes effort. Do not discount yourself. It's just as much effort as physically accomplishing something. So I am grateful that I took that time to do that. And we'll do just a slightly longer video today. I'm going to give you, I have a message. Oh, the herring. God, look, there it goes. Oh man, I briefly got it for you guys. I'm so sorry that oh, is it by the water? Oh my god, no, that's a deer. Guys, look. Oh my god, we did it. That's a number 5. Oh. Move this way just slightly. There we go. I cannot believe. Look at how just cute and graceful it is. Oh, now it notices me. I always love when they hide and they peek around something. It's so funny to me. There it goes. Bad turn's coming. Oh, look at it. I don't see... They blend in so well. I can see it on my phone, but let's see if I can. Oh, there is two. I knew it. So, what I was gonna say is one thing that I'm going to be working on today, because I was working through some tough stuff yesterday. One thing that I can say is a tool I can give you guys. When your mind feels in an icky state, in a dark place, you have ruminating thoughts, you are just so attached to it, you can't get out. The best thing that you can start doing is visualizing an environment for yourself. What does that mean? So one of the earliest techniques that they're going to teach in therapy is creating safe places, and your mind needs them too. So when you can't connect to the part of yourself that's underneath everything that's going on, you can instead build up an environment to where you can start to see that part better. And a lot of times, at least for me, a lot of my parts happen to be in darkness. And I was doing a somatic exercise with one of the girls. I do her program. And I was telling her, because when you get to connect with a part, right? A lot of our parts are stuck with jobs that they don't want out of either necessity, survival, or we just gave it to them and now it no longer serves us. And so there's an exercise where you ask them, like, well, what do you want to do instead? But if your part is in darkness, if it has nothing to nourish it, sustain it, or even if the environment that it's in is super chaotic and stressful and, it's putting that part in a survival state, how can you possibly expect so much from yourself when that part, all it's doing is surviving or just existing in whatever mental environment it's in? So today, I think the most loving thing I can do for myself is create an internal environment in which this part can take a rest, can take a breather. My belief is we all come here with a deep core wound, and while they run on similar themes for people, it's very individualistic and specific to that person within that theme. So that's why some people, it's like they really struggle with money, or other people, can't find the right relationship, or others have a really hard time loving themselves. It's the more challenging it seems. If it seems impossible to you, to a certain degree, you've hit your core wound. And so what I'm going to start doing today, in and amongst and around the activities that I was going to do, is start building the most cozy, nourishing environment for that part. So that way, when I know I'm in this mental state, I can immediately at least just shift to that space in my mind. And by doing that, I'm going to be in the present, I'm going to be in a more peaceful state in which to help, kind of manage what's going on. We don't need all the answers. We don't need to see things in order to start caring and loving and protecting ourselves. Number 6, along the same theme, my gratitude is, I'm grateful that I am really taking ownership and accountability for myself. One of the things that I think I really struggle with when I feel low is being very kind and compassionate to myself. I am super kind and compassionate with other people. But it's interesting. Usually the thing that you need most from other people is the thing you're not giving yourself. And while I can think of so many ways to be kind and nurturing and loving to other people, I sometimes really struggle with that for myself. And I don't know if any of you can relate. We're going deep today, but in a very wholesome way. So, when I was walking today and starting to have those thoughts again, I asked myself, I was like, what is one thing that I can think or do for myself that's kind? And I literally was like, I don't know. So that's how I came up with the idea of, well, if I can't think of an action, then maybe creating a cozy, safe environment where I can exist, that might be a good first step. And, ever since thinking that thought, I am just very much at peace now. My walk did not start out that way. And nature does help. That'll be a number 7 is, nature is so beautiful and just calming and peaceful. But really it was that decision to be intentional about how I'm treating myself that resulted in, I think, me completely turning my day around. And it didn't start out bad either. Number 8, I structured my list that I would like to do today to feel accomplished in order of like what's going to take the least time to the most time. And I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I woke up really early today. I already got 2 things checked off the list. So, I'm just going to have a nice, cozy day. But I'm excited because this day is going to be all about me. So why not make it the best nourishing day for myself as possible, And one of the things, I'll rope this in with number 8. I'm pretty stoked because when I go back to the house, not only do I have ice cream for a lot later in the day as, just carrying on with a wholesome day, but I'm going to make myself pumpkin chocolate chip pancakes. I have never attempted that before. I've made pancakes before. I think I've made them also without batter. Not often, but I got myself some maple syrup yesterday. I got myself, I think I had maybe just enough pumpkin, but I got myself another can anyways. Because you need at least a cup of pumpkin filling. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make myself pumpkin pancakes. We're going to have a really just more festive breakfast. That's what I was wanting for myself today. I don't have a tree this year. Didn't really put up any decorations. I already packed those away. But I really just wanted something festive and something I don't do often. So food was my solution to that. So I'm going to make pumpkin pancakes. And they're going to be really good. And I'll tell you guys all about them tomorrow. Number 9. 9 for the day. I'm grateful I have time just to really enjoy nature today. I woke up at like 6 this morning. And I was really debating going outside. But if I tried to do a video that early, you guys wouldn't have even seen me. So, but it's really nice just to sit here and listen to the creek. Anyways, I just realized I'm just sitting here talking to you guys, and I should just turn you guys around. So stream. Oh, maybe we'll get some more creatures today. Sometimes when the deer hear me talking over here, they'll come closer. I don't see them yet, but And don't worry, we're going to be here for a while yet. So that's another gratitude, is I just get to sit here and be at peace. You know, I told you guys that I was going to do somewhat of a cold plunge this year. Oh, crows. And continue to put my feet in the water because it was so reviving. I have not done that since then. Maybe I will today, though. I'll have to see how I feel after sitting here for quite a bit. But maybe it'll feel really good. Did you guys know that the soles of your feet have some of the biggest pores? That's why when you're doing things like Epsom salt, you could do foot soaks. When you're really sick, you can put, what is it, like the Vicks Vapor Rub on your feet, or like eucalyptus or some, you gotta be careful with oils, but essential oils. There was a time, a funny side story, where I was at work, and I remarked to the girls next to me, and I was like, hey, I just don't understand. Like, I'm not fully sick, but I've just had this tingle and, you know, like a slight cough. You know, when you're about to get sick and you just feel a little run down? Well, my body felt physically fine, but I had that for like 2 weeks. And, you know, my nose, I'd be fine outside of the office, but when I would get into the office, it would start running and I'd start sneezing. Like, I really think it was probably something in the office building. But I was telling her about it, and I was like, I don't know what to do, because I'm not getting worse and I'm not getting sick, but I'm not getting better. And she said, well, put some eucalyptus like in between your toes. And she goes, not a lot though. And I heard that after I put maybe 6 drops of eucalyptus oil in my hands, and I did that, and oh my gosh, instantly my throat opened up and I started coughing, because like everything, like I just felt it immediately in my throat. It was so wild. So, fun story. And, you know, there's another tip. Number 9 for the day. I'm grateful for spaces in which I can collect myself. I was just thinking about how peaceful that running water is. Ooh, let me see if I can. The ice that was there yesterday is melted. And I know it looks like it's traveling underneath ice, but that's just where it's a little bit thinner on the top of the water. But I'm grateful I get a chance to collect myself today. Number 10. I'm pretty excited. I was talking to my sister-in-law yesterday, and we were talking about books. And I cannot wait to read all of the book titles with her. For those who are readers, Onyx Storm comes out, which is a Fourth Wing series book. It's a fantasy series with dragons. Very proud of myself. I know the author, Rebecca Yarros. Names do not stick in my brain, but Rebecca Yarros is the author. And that comes out the 21st of January. So I'm grateful and very excited that I've already pre-ordered that book, and I get to enjoy it. But then after that, and I'm going to be reading that with my sister-in-law. And then after that, we're reading When the Moon Hatched. And then there's 2 other ones. I think Hexed and Quicksilver. I don't remember the order. That might be the order. But around that, I have some other series that I think I'm going to start reading too. The Lightbringer series. My boss is currently reading that. So someone else on our team mentioned that to her. So I told her, I was like, well, I'll start reading it then, so that way we can talk about it, and it'll give me something to do between now and when my sister-in-law finishes, what is she reading right now? I don't remember what she's reading. But when she finishes her book she's currently on, and while we wait for Onyx Storm. I just had another exciting point I was going to bring up to you guys. Let's see, books. Oh. And then also, as another gratitude, I'm probably going to read later today. That'll be a good way to end off my day. But David suggested at least 4 books to me. I have 3 of them, and I just haven't gotten through a lot of it. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to read. What is it? The Principles of Horsemaking, I think, is the book series by, I believe it's by Warwick Schiller. There we go. But those are my gratitudes. Let's do the affirmations, and then we can get into the message of the day, because I feel like I've been talking for a long time, and we're going to pivot and zoom out a little bit so you guys get some more nature. You know what, guys? I think I only updated part of a video yesterday. I think I totally forgot to put 2 videos together. I'm going to redo that. So if you've made it this far in the video, I'm going to redo yesterday's video and put it back up. Oops. All right. So. Okay. Affirmations of the day. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it, and I humbly ask for help today. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. And I treat myself with kindness, dignity, and respect. Number 3, miracles and blessings are a common occurrence throughout my day. I love to see them, and I deeply desire more. Number 4, I'm healed and healthy. Anything I'm currently experiencing, is already put in place. That's it. I'm just healed and healthy going through life. Number 5. For the day. I choose again, and I choose better for myself in all ways, shapes, and forms. Number 6. I love love. I am love. I'm surrounded by love, and I have the most loving, nourishing, and supportive community surrounding me. Number 7. 7 for the day. What a beautiful day to be alive. Let's claim all of the peace, the joy, the tranquility, the bliss. Appreciate the fact that we are alive and we're powerful co-creators of our present reality. Number 7. I am freaking powerful, and I'm a powerful co-creator of the present reality, using all of my deepest desires that have been brought forth into this current moment. Number 8. I'm not going to stress. Everything is being worked out for my ultimate good. And I have faith and trust that things will be worked out and come together and rewoven in a way that is beyond my wildest dreams. Number 9. I listen to my little inner voice. And 10 for the day. Sleep is my divine practice. Deep, refreshing, peaceful, healing, soul refreshing sleep is available to me each and every day. I claim it today and every day. And those are the affirmations of the day. Okay, now for the message. I think this goes along with the theme of the day. I heard this from, I'll have to get his name the next time I come across one of his videos, but someone asked, he's a really powerful mindset coach, and he goes, or somebody asked him, if you lost everything and you had to start over from scratch right now, at the very beginning, what would you do first? And he had the most powerful answer I've ever heard. He goes, I would understand my mind. I would understand my patterns, how I think, what my rules for the game are, what are my rules for engagement. He said we don't spend enough time really understanding ourselves, so we're playing a game of life, not knowing all of the rules, our strengths, our weaknesses, really understanding how we can boost ourselves up to win. So I thought that was really powerful. And it made me think too that one of the rules I set for myself yesterday that I'm working towards and, working to strengthen is anytime that I'm thinking about something outside of myself, even if it has an impact on me, if I'm continuously thinking about those external elements and not myself and how I'm going to adapt and change or grow or what I need to strengthen about myself, I'm going to ask myself the question, those other external things popping up will trigger the question in me, am I the version of myself that I am most proud of? Like, am I proud of, not have I changed all of my weaknesses and faults and, have I changed all of that for the better? That's not what we're doing. But I think, have I come to a place of full acceptance of my entire being? And have I grown to a degree where I am so freaking proud of myself and the person that I am, that while I could continue growing, I have reached a level, I have become a person that I am proud to be? And if the answer is no, which I think the answer is going to be no for quite a while, then why am I thinking about the situation from other people's perspectives? Why am I giving all of my consideration and focus to other people when they are, working through it for themselves? I need to just continue to focus on me. And if I'm not the best person that I can be or, want to be, if there are still areas where I think I want to grow, then I need to redirect my focus back to that and how I can utilize the situation in order to do that. And it's interesting too, because I've done so much work on myself when it comes to working through, past traumas, when it comes to my physical environment. So I've done a lot of emotional work. I've done a lot of physical work. Also physical in the sense that I'm taking a lot better care of myself than what I was able to do when I was younger. And the biggest area, and probably one of the most difficult, at least for me, is the mind and the mindset. And while I've put so much focus and emphasis in all these other areas of my life, I haven't put as much focus into my mind. And he was right. Like, your mindset dictates almost everything. The same, around the same time that I found his video, I found another video where a girl was talking about how your mindset's what you need to shift, because there was a study that was done where they took people and they asked them to count pages of a book, and they were found that the people who didn't view themselves as lucky, even though the first page of the book said stop counting immediately, the book has 42 pages, if you didn't view yourself as lucky, then not only would you ignore that and continue counting, but your brain wasn't even able to see that page to begin with. Now, I haven't looked up the study, so I wish I could give you the name. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. And that goes back to something that I've said as well. The reason why I always ask myself, okay, what's the solution? And focus so heavily on what am I doing about the situation, is because every second and brain cell that goes into just focusing on the problem, that's one, maybe even more solutions that I can't see because I'm focused on something that's stuck in the wrong thing. So mindset is one of the biggest tools. And when I think back, if I have to look at my life, oh my God, there's the cutest little birdie in this bush. Do you see it? Oh. When I think back to how I've gone through life, I still think that I went through some pretty hard and challenging things from childhood all the way through. I still think that I would have needed to do a little bit of emotional work to just even make space to be able to work with my mind. But I think I would have done a little bit of emotional work. In middle school, I started running, and not even really for exercise. I think I ran because it made me feel like I was actually putting distance between myself and the problem, even if in a way that's circular thinking, because, you know, you're coming back home anyways. But it made me feel better. And of course, you know, the endorphins from it. So I would have at least started, I think I would have started walking sooner. And then I think I would have focused more on my mind. We also live in a very blessed time where there are so many more tools available for mindset work, and other people who are so open about their health journeys and their spiritual journeys and emotional journeys. So like sometimes, like, you leverage social media as a tool. All my Instagram is like, you know, spiritual practices, people who have the right mindset, and hearing things in and out every day, it shifts your perspective. Another mindset tip I can give you guys is start being very intentional with what you consume. I pivoted back in 2000, like end of 2019, very early 2020. And I got intentional about who I was following and what I wanted to see, and started looking at social media for tools, not for consumption. There are a few people I follow just because they bring me joy, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But those are fewer and far between than the people I follow to develop myself as a person. And it has transformed my life in very profound ways. So that's the message of the day. When it comes to mindset, and you find yourself again in those places that don't feel good, and the places where you feel stuck, and the places that seem very hard to move that energy, ask yourself, am I the person I want to be? Am I a person that I am so proud to become, that protecting myself, that loving myself, that being kind to myself, that being nourishing to myself is easy? If the answer is no, then start redirecting your mental focus back to yourself. That is all for today, guys. I love you guys so much. What are you guys grateful for? What are you affirming? Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope at the very least everyone can have a day of peace, of rest. And, for those of us who are going to experience more in the day, like a day of joy. And even if you're just by yourself today, right? Like, I'm getting joyful just thinking about those pancakes. Like, take a day for you, celebrate you. And if celebrating is too hard, do something or honor something that you're proud of within yourself. That is all, guys. I will redo the other video too. I love you. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you later. But and I'll also answer all comments tomorrow. I'm just gonna take the day for me. Love you guys. Bye.